Hi, Mark with GoldenTicker.com. On Thursday, May the 24th, about 9:30 Pacific time, markets are open. This is the GLD, the gold ETF, up about 1/3%. We had a big couple of down days here on some very heavy volume here yesterday, and getting a little bounce today, gapped up at the open, and still within this channel line, kind of hugging along this gray line here, which is the 10-day moving average. So possibly going to get some support here, and we have this lower channel line down here as well. We don't really know what the volume's going to be yet, but I'm glad to see a little bit of a bounce. I'm glad to see a gap up at the open. So possibly we go back and try to take out this high here, 155.13. Doing so would actually send this into a short-term uptrend, which would be great. We can start attacking these moving averages here. First one will be the 21-day moving average coming in at 155.76. And the next one is the 50-day moving average, the blue line, coming in at 158.59. So next stop, hopefully, we'll be taking out 155.13. But for now, gold is still in a downtrend, a short-term and mid-term downtrend. And here's silver getting a similar type of a move after 2 heavy days of selling. And this silver a bit more volatile. This one up 1.5% on the SLV, the silver ETF, 1.5%. Possibly gonna go after 28.09. Doing so would take us into a short-term uptrend as well. And of course, the next stop overhead, just like in the gold, will be the 21-day moving average at 28.43. So let's see if we can get something going here on the gold and silver. I'd like to see some heavy volume as we start to move up. That would be great. So possibly putting in some sort of a bottom down in here in around the $26 range, hopefully. And now moving over to the NASDAQ composite, down about 0.5% here. Doing some tight trading here. Put a bottom in here last week of 2774.45, 2774.45. That bottom came on some really heavy volume, which is actually a good sign because we had a reversal day the next day. And we're now sort of processing that big up move here. And so kind of trading in a nice little range here. Made a higher high today than yesterday. That's a good sign. Getting stuck here at this gray line, the 10-day moving average. But hopefully we're building some kind of a little base here that we can vault up off of and take on these moving averages here. We got the 100-day, the green dotted line, very strong point of overhead resistance to get through. The red line, the 21-day moving average, is now going to slice that later today possibly or tomorrow. So that will actually be our first stop here. Will be the 21-day moving average coming in at about the 29.25 range. So let's see what happens here on the NASDAQ. You know, this is a good sign that we've been kind of doing some tight trading here, and used the 200-day moving average, this black dotted line, as a point of support. That's what it appears to be right now. So let's see what happens. And looking at the bigger cap S&P 500, this is the SPY, down 0.25%. Got turned away here at the gray line, the 10-day moving average. Same kind of story. Put in a nice, a very heavy volume low here at 129.55, 129.55. Actually, that big volume there shows a lot of shares traded hands, possibly shaking out some of the weaker sellers here. So now we're getting a bounce. We did pull back, and the low did not take out this previous low here. So good sign here. Building something here. Hopefully we can have a springboard to start attacking these overhead moving averages, just like on the NASDAQ. And let's look now at the small caps. This is the Russell 2000 ETF here. Put in a low down here, 745.71, which was actually underneath the 200-day moving average. So a bit more volatility in the small caps. It's pretty much normal for them. Hard pullback here. And now building some kind of a tight trading range here, just like in the other bigger indexes, getting turned away at the 10-day moving average. So they're all sort of doing the same thing here, trying to put something together here, getting stuck around the 10-day moving average with a lot of overhead resistance up ahead. So stocks, precious metals, still in downtrends, possibly putting in some sort of a base here they can launch off of. And things can change very rapidly here. We can get ourselves into a short-term uptrend very quickly. and certainly if we start taking out some key moving averages, this market could turn around and look a whole lot better. And let's take a look at Apple, one of the true growth leaders here. And interesting action here, put in a bottom here, came down, really tested the 100-day moving average, never got to close below that, good sign. Came down, touched it, had a big up day, reversal the following day here, great sign, and now we're following through. Had a higher high today, let's see, we came in at 576.50, 576.50. That did take out this previous break low, 575.88. So I'm calling Apple in a short-term uptrend, and possibly going to take on this blue line, the 50-day moving average, which is at 589.58, 589.58. Certainly starting to close above that. Key moving average will be very, very bullish, and will make this base that Apple's forming look a whole lot better. Still too early, in my opinion, to take this, to go long, since the markets are in a downtrend, have not followed through and confirmed. So Apple building a nice base here, got a little bit of accumulation in it too. So let's see what happens with Apple. Looking at another big cap leader, this is MasterCard, which is one of the leaders of this last rally here. Had a nice pullback here, testing the 100-day moving average on a very precipitous drop here. Had a nice reversal day here on Monday, and today we came up and actually touched that 50-day moving average. We have a convergence of the 50 and the 21 here, and have pulled back here. But 4 up days here so far, and making an assault on that. It's okay we get turned away a little bit, and possibly regroup and see if it can springboard up. So MasterCard looking impressive here, up off the bottom. Definitely some buying going on here. So markets showing some signs of some interest here. A little too early, like I said. Let's see what happens. Another big cap leader, Priceline.com, same story. Testing the 100-day moving average, coming up off of it. Had a little accumulation down here. No real big up volume here so far on this move up, but some tight trading here, possibly setting up a springboard to get up and test this 50-day moving average. So things looking better. Could be forming a nice base here. We'll just have to wait and see. So there you go. Stocks still in the downtrend. The precious metals still in downtrends, but things are starting to look a little better, and this could pan out. Of course, bad news could come out of Europe again or whatever. The black swans are flying right now, and this could deteriorate. So let's just watch it. We take it a day at a time. We're looking for a follow-through day, and see if we can get that and send these markets back into an uptrend. Okay, thanks for listening.